The universe around us is undeniably beautiful and amazing. Every once in a while, I take a step back to marvel at different photos of other planets, or even just different areas on Earth. It can also be terrifying. On our planet, we have the deep ocean and also Australia. But in space, we have these. First confirmed in 1971, through the discovery of Cygnus X1, black holes have something extremely eerie about them. Like, how do they work? Where do they lead? Wait a second. We might know. Pretty neat intro, huh? This idea sounds extreme, but it's been taken seriously enough that real physicists have published papers on it. It's been argued about online ever since we came up with the theory, and it solves some of the most important unsolved problems in cosmology. So how? A black hole is an extremely dense object, so dense that it becomes more than just a dense object. It's a region of space-time where collapse becomes unavoidable. Once matter crosses the event horizon, which I like to call the death circle, all paths point inward, toward a singularity. Inside a black hole, space and time effectively swap roles. This does some really weird things and is part of the reason we don't completely understand them yet. Instead of everything inside a black hole being crushed into an indefinitely small point, some physicists think that nature might prevent that extreme. Most argue that, just like quantum physics stops atoms from collapsing in on themselves, similar quantum effects could stop space-time from collapsing all the way down to a singularity. All this is kind of complicated, so I'll just give you a simple explanation. Gravity keeps squeezing until it hits a limit, and then rather than ending, the collapse reverses direction, not outward into our universe, but into a completely new stretch of space-time. So from the other side, that reversal wouldn't look like a collapse at all, but like a Big Bang, with space expanding everywhere at once. The idea isn't that black holes explode back into our universe, but it's that what looks like a black hole from the outside could look like a new universe starting from the inside. So under this new light, the Big Bang wasn't the start of everything, but something that came from another space-time. This is cool and all, but it also solves two very difficult problems in cosmology. The initial conditions problem is an absolute pain in the ass for everyone studying cosmology. Let's go over it. The universe started incredibly smooth, incredibly uniform, and incredibly low in entropy. That is weird, but black hole formation is already an extreme filtering process, with only extremely specific formations with certain properties actually becoming black holes. Essentially, people are arguing that because of how extreme black hole filtering is, it would explain how perfect the universe is. It's been filtered through so many times that it's now uniform, which might not have been true with the previous universe. The horizon problem is the other main one. Very distant parts of the universe look almost exactly the same. Early on, those regions were so far apart that light couldn't travel between them, so they shouldn't have been able to share information. The usual explanation is inflation. Inflation basically says that the universe expanded extremely fast, stretching a once small, uniform region across the entire universe. This theory essentially offers another solution. If our universe formed from a collapse in another space-time, then everything would have already been close together before the expansion began. That means distant regions didn't need to communicate because their similarity was already built in from the start. Oh, damn! So that's a lot, and I'd just like to throw in my take on this. Before I say anything though, keep in mind that I'm a high school student, so take all of this with a grain of salt. The whole idea makes a lot of sense and does explain these problems, but it's also untestable, and that's kind of a deal breaker for me. If a theory can't be tested, it risks becoming philosophy dressed up as physics. Cosmology already lives uncomfortably close to that line, and seeing as science is based on concrete proven facts, it's hard to work with any of this if it isn't testable. I'm also a little skeptical about how the math truly works. My grades may not be perfect, but not all black hole interiors resemble expanding universes, and a lot of this also uses speculative quantum gravity effects that we don't yet understand. So TLDR, this isn't wrong, but it's just like unfinished in every possible way. It is theoretically possible though, so it gets a 10 out of 10 score for the is possible category on my card. Right here, man. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with this, because I'm really curious what you guys think. If the universe really is inside a black hole, then the Big Bang wasn't a beginning, but a transition, and our entire observable cosmos might be the hidden interior of something formed somewhere else in a reality we'll never be able to see. Not because it's too far away, but because it's outside our space-time entirely. Many physicists reject this outright, but it sits in that dangerous zone where an idea is strange, mathematically motivated, and just plausible enough that people keep thinking about it. And to be honest, I think that's pretty neat. I hope you guys learned something today, and if you didn't, I hope you at least found this mildly entertaining. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.